Ron DeSantis is making a play, and he's making a play to help fill some of the jobs that may be left behind by undocumented immigrants being sent back to where they came from. What they're doing is weighing options on easing child labor laws to fill those jobs. Now, this is a response to the labor shortages, which is exacerbated by the stringent immigration policies. Essentially, instead of picking up all the rapists and killers and murderers, they are going into the factories and pulling the low hanging fruit, people who are there undocumented. They have the right to do that, but they went on one statement and they're basically pulling the easy folks to get out there. They're sending them back to wherever they came from, and if they screw it up, they send them to a prison because they have odd tattoos. That's another issue. But this new legislation, which is called Senate Bill 918, is seeking to amend current restrictions to employment of minors between the age of 14 and 17 to overtake some of these jobs because someone has to fill them, and there's not enough Floridians to do that. It will remove limitations on 16 and 17-year-olds from working between 6:30 a.m. and before 6:30 a.m. and after 11 p.m. on school days. Also seeks to eliminate the cap on working more than 8 hours when school is scheduled for the following day. So yeah, this proposal will also allow minors to work more than 30 hours a week during the school session without requiring any waivers. 14 and 15-year-olds, such as those who are homeschooled or employed by parents in general, or have completed a high school diploma, even though they're young, would be exempt from existing work hour restrictions under specific conditions. So they can work all they want to, essentially. Governor DeSantis expressed support for the bill, highlighting that the potential for teenagers to fill the employment gaps left by undocumented workers is a great thing. It will teach young people the work ethic. What's wrong with expecting our young people to be working part-time? I mean, that's how it used to be when I was growing up. But they weren't working overnight night shifts, if someone had to think about it, or factory jobs that are a bit more technical that need to be kind of focused all the line. This is something that's going to face opposition. There are people who are saying, you really want 14-year-olds working 30 hours a week in their off-school hours, which seems like a very valid question. Questions like attempt to strip away basic safeguards in Florida's children. Essentially, now they can be exploited just like the parents can be in their work efforts, and if they're not unionized, they're going forward. Now, there are various places like here in Arkansas where there's work requirements. They're called volunteer hours, but work requirements on young people to actually graduate. And those things are becoming more popular because there's the notion that these kids these days don't do anything, which I tend to kind of agree with to a point. But I'm not sure I'm sending my 13-year-old, or eventually be 14-year-old, go work factory work overnight because I don't think she's spending too much time on her tablet. That seems to be a bit of a stretch to have her work an overnight shift on school nights, because it sounds like a bit of a stretch to have her working overnight shifts on school nights. We'll see how far this thing actually goes.